Between these mountains, by this fjord, is Sykkylven, the location of Norway's most impressive furniture success of all time. It was in this factory that the Stressless was born. Jens Ekornes founded the Ekornes factory. The factory was created in 1934 with Jens in front, 3 employees and some machines from Germany. Something Jens used to say was, "It's always an advantage to be first out with innovations," and that fits the Stressless well. Jens wished to be a part of the recliner market, and with his vision to create something new and functionable, Stressless was made.
Det som skilte denne her hvilestolen fra andre stoler som var på markedet den gangen, det var den nye slidingsfunksjonen som ga en umiddelbar komfort. For dette passet da godt da fjernsynet kom. Møbleringen i stua ble forandret. Stresselsen ble raskt en TV-vinner.
The chair must go through many working hands and machines before it's ready for the living room, and the journey starts with the chair base. The parts for the base are produced at the Tinus plant, a department Ekornes took over in 2003. The plant specialises in the form pressing, laminating of beech. Layers of beech are put together with glue, and with high pressure and warming with high frequency, they are shaped in the correct way. This is being done so the material will be extra solid. At the factory, there are several high-tech robots that sand and drill holes for attaching the arm bracket. The robots have a camera showing them where to pick up the parts and where to deliver them. The wood must go through a sorting before the journey continues. Nature, stain, and not approved. The robots move the ring to a brushing machine and brushes the wood before the checkpoint. Here there are cameras that check the wood for any imperfections. Non-approved parts are sent to combustion to heat up the factory. At the coating department, the parts get cleaned through a compressed air tunnel. The stain is applied by 2 robots. These robots can choose between 7 different colours and change it in seconds. A varnish base coat is applied by 2 robots, one on each side of the ring. The base is dried at 80 degrees Celsius using hot air that comes from the incineration system. The parts are then cooled and sanded before the finishing layer of varnish is applied. The carousel covers a total of 1 kilometre. Working at maximum capacity, the system can complete around 3,400 bases per day. Before the base is sent on for assembly, the arm bracket and swivel ring are attached. There are 8 gliders that hold the ring in place. All have oiled felt to make turning easier. Now the journey continues to the steel department, which is an important department for the chair's special functions. The department covers around 7,000 square metres in total. It has a staff of 80, working 2 shifts, and over 60 robots, making it probably Norway's highest density of industrial robots. The back and seat frames come in 3 standard sizes: small, medium and large. This department is equipped with a great deal of machines and robots that have been adapted to or specially developed for Ekornes. The steel department make around 2 units a minute. Epoxy adds a very strong surface to the visible steel parts. To clean the steel, soapy water is applied through nozzles. Aerobic bacteria in the soapy water breaks down the oil and grime so that the water can be reused. This is highly environmentally friendly. A new foam factory was opened in 2001. It covers 7,000 square metres, spread over 3 floors, plus a separate building for storage tanks. There are 2 types of foam at this factory department. Around 1,000 cubic metres of block foam is produced per week. It produces 4 different qualities in runs of 300 to 400 metres, which is cut into more manageable 13-metre lengths. These are then hoisted up for curing. Our injection moulding unit is extremely efficient and produces a very high quality output. The main unit can produce 1 item every 8 seconds. The frames are placed inside the moulds so that the majority of the foam comes on the body side. The foam is highly resilient and must be crushed to optimise its elasticity. The cushions are hung up in the curing store for at least 2 hours. The moulded cushions are brought by conveyor directly up from the moulding and curing process. After trimming, they go directly to the gluing robot, which sprays on a layer of hot melt adhesive. An operator then places a soft polyurethane foam pad on the cushions. A dye is added to the block foam to distinguish between the 4 different qualities. The blocks come direct from curing to the cutting machines. They are computer controlled and cut the parts out according to pre-programmed templates. At Stressless, a construction has been developed to reuse much of the cut foam. Most stressless chairs today are delivered with a leather cover, which is a very exclusive material. 4 different qualities of leather and a total of 51 different colours are being used today. Stressless also have a test laboratory where the quality of both fabrics and hides are rigorously checked for thickness, stretch, light, wear, weight and colour. Stressless use 2 types of cutting machines: traditional cutting machines and computerised cutting. The hides are natural products that can contain scars. The operators check the hides for blemishes before the parts are cut out by the machine. In the computerised cutting machine, hides are marked manually into 4 categories before they are placed into the machine for cutting. These cutting machines are colour oriented. It cuts the part in terms of colour and quality. This makes the work much more flexible. In the same room, we also find our fabric store and fabric cutting operation. Around 5 to 8% of our products are delivered with fabric covers. The sewing department is Stressless's largest department by far, with around 200 employees. All transport within the department is automated. The cut leather parts are placed in trolleys along with other essential materials. Internal transport goes via an advanced system of conveyor belts. A computer system keeps track of who can do what and in what order the operations must be carried out. The machinists are organised into groups. To prevent the work from involving a lot of short, repetitive movements, each machinist completes as much of each chair cover as possible. It is important to have a good mix of models to make the best use of the department's capacity and lower the weights. Before being sent on for final assembly, the first upholstery operation is performed, inserting the quilting and covering armrests. Customer orders are linked to the covers, and checks are made to verify that the customer order matches the cover that has been produced. Once the cover is complete, the conveyor system transports it automatically to the upholstery section. A vacuum is used to make it easier to get the cover onto the seat, back and footstool cushions. The loops on the back cover are hooked onto the flexo springs. On the seat and footstool cushions, the loops are attached to the underside of the plastic insert. The finished components are carefully quality controlled by each upholsterer. Before being packed, the product is checked over one last time. Every operation relating to a production order is logged, so we can trace who has carried out each task in the event of a complaint. Once the products have been packed, around 40% are taken out to containers where they are collected by ship twice a week, while the rest are sent by road. The Stressless process is done, and now ready to be sent to its new, lucky owner, perhaps on the other side of the world.